As Steve Rogers moves ever closer to the truth about his stolen shield, he'll find new allies and old enemies along the way. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of the United States of Captain America issue number 3 and find out together, shall we? So then, as the comic opens up, Sam and Steve are still on the trail of the super speedster that stole Captain America's shield and is going around impersonating him. Together, the two former Caps put their heads together and do some light detective work. It can't possibly be Quicksilver, he's too much of an egomaniac to do something like this and not let people know it was him. The Wizard is dead, which through the process of supervillain elimination means the only speedster who could be doing this right now is Speed Demon. Of course, none of this quite answers the question as to why yet for our heroes, or who exactly is the woman who seems to be pulling the fake Cap strings. Sam and Steve think this cadre of villains looking to tarnish the Captain America name and legacy are probably going to strike next in southern Kansas. Luckily for them, they already have a lead on the next member of the Captain America Underground. You see, there's a handyman out there by the name of Joe Gomez. Good guy, fixes people's fridge, pipes, whatever they need whenever he can, helping pick up the ball that is so often dropped by the powers that be. Steve had actually saved this guy's life from the wrecking crew on a work site many years ago, and well, he pretty much ended up completely changing his life. If the legacy of Captain America, if the red, white, and blue truly belongs to the whole country and not one person or group of people, well, Joe thought that the Kickapoo should have their own Captain America. And I mean, really, you can't get much more American than Native Americans. They were there before, well, America was even a thing. Joe dons his costume, which by far I think is my absolute favorite of all these brand new Captain Americas, and he thinks he knows where Speed Demon and the other villains are going to hit next. Monroe. You may remember this famous elementary school from history class, as it was the site of the first big integration in the famous Brown versus the Board legal battle. Destroying the building would strike a major blow against American unity, so they figure that they better go there quick and protect it. And indeed, by the time they get there, Speed Demon and his mysterious female benefactor, who we as the reader obviously already know is Sin, daughter of the Red Skull, are there. A superpowered scuffle breaks out and Joe ends up not doing so good in the fight because, well, he's just a regular motivated guy. He doesn't have any special training or superpowers, he just has a cool costume and has been really lucky up until this point. Also, despite a whole subplot about stolen dynamite and being there first before our heroes, it seems the bad guys never actually had any intention of blowing up Monroe. Instead, they've decided to set their sights on a Cheyenne governor, hopeful, who may actually be able to make some major changes in the state for the better. Once again, the villains making use of super speed manage to get there before our heroes, and Speed Demon attempts to decapitate this political hopeful using Captain America's shield, which, yeah, that would probably put a pretty black stain on Steve's record. Luckily, this assassination attempt is thwarted by the Winter Soldier. Yes, that's right, Bucky Barnes, everyone. Steve Rogers' original sidekick and former Captain America himself has joined the fight. With their plans thwarted, yet again, Speed Demon and Sin decide to make a tactical retreat, but before they can get out of there, Joe Gomez actually pulls himself out of an ambulance and socks old Speed Demon on the jaw just for good measure. Hey, he got to do something, everybody. Sam and Steve decide to take their leave, and Winter Soldier is going to join them. It's clear that no matter what Sin and Speed Demon are up to, they're escalating their attacks now. They may not have been able to kill the gubernatorial hopeful, but he is going to actually drop out of politics now to try and protect his life and the lives of his family, meaning that American politics just got a little worse and lost an actual good guy, something that Steve just cannot stand for as the comic comes to an end. And so that was the United States of Captain America issue number 3, everybody, and much like the issues that preceded it, I enjoyed it just enough but couldn't help but feel that there were a few small complaints that held it back from greatness. Biggest of all is actually the missed opportunity with Joe Gomez. I positively love the idea of a Native American Captain America, but they really don't do much with the concept. He's a Captain America fan, a Steve fan. He wants to help despite the fact that he's not particularly super. He says that Captain America doesn't have to be a hero to everyone in the country, he just has to inspire people to be better versions of themselves, and that's it. Unlike Rail Rider and the Captain America of Gettysburg, who actually went out of their way to address problems within their own communities, Gomez never really brings up anything once, which is a shame because there's a lot to talk about in the States as regards to Native rights, the state of reservations. Heck, should they even be called Native Americans when being American was thrust on them by force by colonizers? I could understand if Christopher Cantwell maybe didn't feel confident enough to tackle these issues on his own, milestone, but the backup story written by Darcy Little Badger also felt kinda toothless as well when the previous 2 issues did not, and that's a real shame. Heck, Gomez ultimately gets usurped by the return of Winter Soldier in this story. And that's before we even talk about Sin and Speed Demon. Their plan is really the absence of a plan at all. They just seem to be going from state to state causing trouble so Cap and Sam can undo said trouble. Again, it's a fine storytelling device, but it's not really high drama now, is it? And the longer they do it, the more diminishing returns it's bringing in. Overall, I did not hate this issue. I just could not help but wonder how good this issue could have been if 1 or 2 things were tweaked. Ultimately, though, I'd give this one a 6.5 out of 10, and I am interested to see where it's going to go from here.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cave Jewel, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time everyone, I've been Cave Joel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.